I sent Bitcoin and it disappeared. For 3 days, I had no idea where it was. Just somewhere I couldn't access. And I didn't understand why. Not lost, not gone. But that didn't make it feel any better. I'm Sats, and this is the experience that taught me more about how Bitcoin actually works than almost anything else. Let me tell you exactly what happened, because the specific details are what make this useful rather than just another story. I was sending Bitcoin to a new wallet I had set up. Not a huge amount, but not trivial. I entered the address, confirmed everything looked right, set the fee, and hit send. The wallet showed the transaction as pending. I expected to see it confirmed within an hour. An hour passed, still pending. I checked again. Still pending. I told myself this was probably normal and went about my day. The next morning, I opened the wallet before I had done anything else. Still pending. That was when the low-level anxiety started. Not panic, but a specific kind of unease that comes when something is behaving differently from how you expected. I started Googling. The results did not immediately reassure me. Words like mempool and unconfirmed and fee rate appeared in every answer, none of which I properly understood at the time. I found the transaction on a block explorer. I could see it. It existed. It had been broadcast to the network, but it had zero confirmations. The Bitcoin had left my wallet and was sitting in something called the mempool, waiting to be picked up by a miner. What I did not know then was that I had sent my transaction during a period of unusually high network activity. A lot of people were sending Bitcoin at the same time. Miners have limited space in each block, so they prioritize transactions with higher fees. My transaction, which I had set to the default low fee option to save a small amount, was at the back of the queue. Every new block that was added to the blockchain filled up with higher fee transactions before mine. This is the part that I think most beginner Bitcoin content explains too briefly, if at all. Bitcoin's mempool is a waiting room. When you send a transaction, it does not go straight onto the blockchain. It sits in the mempool until a miner includes it in a block. Miners are not obligated to include every transaction. They are incentivized to include the ones that pay the most. During quiet periods, almost any fee gets confirmed quickly. During busy periods, the mempool fills up with transactions and the ones with lower fees can wait. Sometimes for hours, sometimes for days. My transaction sat in the mempool for 72 hours. 3 days of seeing it confirmed on the block explorer, as pending with zero confirmations. While the Bitcoin technically existed nowhere, it was practically accessible. On the third day, the network quietened down. The backlog cleared. My transaction was included in a block. One confirmation appeared, then two, then three. The wallet updated. The Bitcoin arrived where it was supposed to go. The relief was disproportionate to the actual amount involved, but the anxiety of not understanding what was happening had made 3 days feel considerably longer than they were. Here's what I want you to understand from this. Not just what happened, but why it matters for how you use Bitcoin. The fee you set when sending a transaction is not just a cost. It is a signal to miners about how urgently you want your transaction processed. A higher fee says, include me first. A lower fee says, include me when you have space. During normal network conditions, even a low fee gets processed reasonably quickly. During congested periods, a low fee can mean a very long wait. Before you send Bitcoin, especially a significant amount, it is worth checking the current network conditions. The tool for this is mempool.space. It shows you how congested the network is, and what fee rates are currently being picked up quickly, and what the estimated wait time is for different fee levels. It takes about 30 seconds to check and can save you the experience I had. If this is the kind of honest Bitcoin conversation you were looking for, the subscribe button is right there. There is also something worth knowing if you find yourself in the situation I was in. A stuck transaction is not a lost transaction. It is waiting. As long as it is visible in the mempool, it is going to be processed eventually. Bitcoin transactions do not expire, they just wait until a miner picks them up. The only scenario in which a transaction is dropped from the mempool is if a very long time passes at a very low fee during very congested conditions, at which point most wallets allow you to resend it. But that scenario is rare. The practical things to take from this are simple. Check the network fee level before you send, especially for larger amounts. Set your fee based on how quickly you need the transaction confirmed, not just on minimizing cost. Use mempool.space to understand current conditions before you set a fee. And if a transaction is stuck, check it on a block explorer to confirm it is in the mempool and just waiting, not lost. The experience of a stuck transaction is one of the most common sources of anxiety for new Bitcoin holders. It looks like something has gone wrong. Almost always, nothing has gone wrong. Bitcoin is doing exactly what it is designed to do. It is just doing it on a schedule you cannot control. Let's bring it together. When you send Bitcoin, the transaction goes to the mempool first. The mempool is a waiting room for unconfirmed transactions. Miners pick up transactions based on fees. Higher fee means faster confirmation. Lower fee means longer wait. During congested periods, low-fee transactions can wait for hours or days. This is not an error. It is how the fee market works. A stuck transaction is not a lost transaction. It is waiting. Check mempool.space to see where your transaction is and what is happening with the network. Before sending especially larger amounts, check current fee levels on mempool.space. Set a fee based on how quickly you need confirmation, not just on minimizing cost. Understanding this turns a frightening experience into a manageable one. If you want to understand what is actually happening when you send Bitcoin from the moment you hit, confirm to the moment a miner picks it up. The video on what actually happens when you send Bitcoin covers the full process. Watch that next. Stack smart, stay curious. See you in the next stack.